Hey, and we're live. All right, cool. Hello, everybody. Oh, cool. We can see your comments at the top.
Yeah.
That's great. So everybody say hi. Oh, cool.
All of the highs.
Brazil, California. Awesome. Awesome. So, hello. I'm Matt Sonic. I'm the product lead for Udacity's VR program. India, Serbia. Yes. Florida. Cool. This is Vasant, and this is Durant. So we're all going to be speaking to you, but I'm just going to give you a little greeting here at the top and say kind of what this is about, the purpose of this lecture.
First, let's kind of quickly introduce Martin.
Oh yeah, well, exactly. Okay, so Martin is the person who deserves all the props for this.
Yeah.
Martin organized this event. He has done an incredible amount of work on the program. Not only organizing the town hall, but also our Teamworks initiatives. So major props to him. He is not here with us today, but there is his face, and it deserves to be very large. Yeah, if we had a large cardboard cutout, it would be great to have him here with us because he's done so much for this. So that's Martin. But yeah, so what is this? What's the town hall? Why are we doing this? It really has three principal components. There's three goals that we want. First one is to give you guys insight into the state of the program. So where are we today and where are we going? And then second, to listen to your feedback. So there have been a lot of questions, and we went through, and we're going to answer some of them today. And then lastly, just to provide an opportunity for this community to connect. So yeah, that's why we do the town hall, and we're looking forward to doing another one with you guys. It just keeps getting bigger and more awesome. So yeah. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Vasant, who is going to tell you about some outstanding projects.
Yeah. Or actually, first, do you want to introduce the mentors and reviewers? Because they're also in the chat right now.
Oh, sure, yeah. So
yeah, introductions.
On the theme of introductions, we can go along here, yes. I'm Durant, I'm the student experience lead. I wanted to introduce a couple, or show the images of a couple of the mentors and reviewers that we have who are probably on the chat right now. So this is Himanshu. He does an amazing job with mentoring on the forums and one-on-ones and multiple ways of connecting with students and reviewing. Just want to make sure we want to give a shout out to him, and then he's quite likely on the chat right now. Also Antonis, forum mentor, reviewer extraordinaire, again, does so many of the things and makes your experience that much better, we hope. Also hopefully on the chat right now. So just want to give shout out to the people who make this program great and connect very directly with you. So awesome. Thank you guys. And with that, it's back to Vasant.
Yeah. So hey everyone, I'm Vasant, content lead, and on the topic of giving recognition, what you saw before the stream, or before we got on camera, was some of the projects we thought were probably the coolest that we've seen. And if you want to see them yourself, we can. There it is. Way zoomed in. We have a forum for outstanding projects. This is curated by Durant and Martin, and also the reviews team. So scroll through these. There are so many really, really cool projects here. What you saw at the beginning of this was just a taste of all of the cool work everyone in this program is doing. So huge shout out to everyone that is on this page. There's probably way too many names to list out right now, but definitely go check it out. I think Martin's probably going to share this link in the chat if you want to go through and click that as well. Next.
I want to make a comment on it very soon, which is a big part of this program is inspiration. VR is the intersection of a lot of different disciplines. It's not just coding, it's not just art, it's not just design, it's a lot of different disciplines. So all of them require inspiration, and second reason why we do this is motivation, and a little bit of competition. So you guys, when you create your projects, you have an opportunity, you will get flagged if you do something exceptional. And then we put you into this forum, and then when we are going and creating promotional material for Udacity VR, we pull from it. So there you go. This is an opportunity for you to get recognized. So it's not only when you're finishing your coursework are you just getting through and getting the certification and completing. You're always having an opportunity for promotion as well, and a little bit of friendly competition. So bear that in mind, that's why we do it.
If some of you are not students yet, this is just a taste. I don't know if the link will actually work for you, but it's as you can see here on the screen, students do amazing things in this room.
Yeah. And yeah, what I'm showing here is just the tip of the iceberg of how many cool things that are on their way.
Yeah, students are super talented.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So next thing we have on the agenda, also something cool, some kind of relevant news. Yesterday at Samsung's developer conference, let me full screen this. Here. Yesterday at Samsung's developer conference, they announced that they're working on positional tracking. There was also a Unity blog post on another team that's working on positional tracking, and that's also something that I've been working on. I did an experiment this weekend just to kind of see if you have these Samsung S8 and the latest Gear VR. The Samsung S8 supports AR Core, and with this little plastic device here, you get VR. So combine the two together, you get positional tracking, which is really, really cool. Something that I haven't seen it working on mobile VR, or not as well as I thought this worked. So I'm excited for the future, and I think we're gonna get a lot of cool products on the horizon. VR is still so new, and I can't wait for all this new tech to keep coming in. I think it's now's the right time, really. I think that's to summarize this. Now is the right time, and now will always be the right time because all this tech is really cool.
That's true.
Okay, so then Durant, you already introduced the mentors. Awesome. The last thing here is before we started the live stream, about a week or so, we sent out a survey. We got 150 plus responses and questions. So realistically, we cannot get through all of them, but we picked out the top 3 that we think will service the most of you. And if you do have any questions, make sure to put them in the chat, and Martin or I or someone will be curating them, and we'll try to answer as many as we can. And that's kind of the point of this town hall.
Yeah, so just to reiterate, now is the time. If you have a question, we have a delay in between when you ask it and when we see it pop up. So the sooner you ask these questions, the more likely we'll be able to get to it at the end for the Q&A. And if you ask during the Q&A, it might be too late. So if there's something cool that you see or something that pops up as we're talking, go ahead and put it now, because we'll be reviewing it when we get to the QA part at the end. All right, Finn.
All right, so next up,
It's me.
it is you.
Oh, okay. Handing back to myself. So, well, yeah, just welcome the enrolled students. Yeah, so hey, we just launched a new cohort. It's huge. Our program is bigger than ever, and it's awesome. The success of this program is something we're all very proud of here, and it's something that you guys benefit from, being part of something so cool. So now let's talk about, I don't think did that go through the conversation we were having with Josephine?
Oh, we're gonna hold on that.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip to something else, so that we're skipping over a segment that we couldn't get prepared in time. So, Teamworks. All right, so for those of you who don't know, we do something kind of cool here. This is different from what happens at a lot of other Udacity programs. This is something unique to us, something we invented. And so this is a recurring group project that is radically self-organized and decentralized. And what that means is you guys are picking your groups, and you self-select, and you have a theme. It's kind of like a hackathon, but it's long running. It's not a competition. You're not winning or losing. The whole purpose is to get critical feedback about where you need to improve and to develop your skills working on a team, a real VR team, and a distributed one, which is a really good skill set to have in this industry because people are all over the world. So Teamworks has happened several times now. Our latest one was by far the best in terms of submissions, in terms of submission quality, and in terms of feedback. We measure all these things, and it has been great. These projects that you're seeing on the screen right now are the ones that were submitted in the last Teamworks round. And the theme, if you can't tell, was color. So all of these projects have some unifying theme of being colorful or using color in an interesting way. Beyond that, though, they have all been done by students in a short fashion with a focus on scope managing and, more importantly, cutting. And then delivery, execution on time with defined roles. And we help you with that, but at the same time, it's incredibly self-organized, and that's what makes it effective and allows us to scale. So, some things I need to remind you about Teamworks. Wrote these down. It is open to all levels. Mentors and reviewers are also welcome, which is super cool. We encourage you to complete Project 1 and Project 2 early, so you have the basic knowledge you need to participate in this. So the next one is scheduled for mid-November. We don't have the definitive date, but just mid-November, and it's coming really soon, so keep checking your email. We'll have the announcement really soon with the actual date. And then last thing is this Teamworks, this last one was unique in that we introduced the idea of team managers. So not just traditional development roles and artist roles and sound and all that. We also introduced leadership roles, a very defined leadership role for each group. So this gives you the opportunity to put on that hat and learn that skill set. And we just want to say it worked incredibly well. The amount of project quality that went up because of that leadership role is just so well defined, and the way that we saw growth, it's just great. So basically, the thing I want to say is thank you to the team managers, and if you want to be a team manager, think about that now, because it's a different sort of role. You do get to create, but you are also making sure that the projects are delivered on time and scope, and that's something you have to do in all business as well. And then lastly, the best part of this is just talking about, go to this page. This is public. It's udacityvr.com/teamworks. You get to see the latest projects from the last round of Teamworks, and they're so cool. I mean, come on, look at these. They're so fun, and they're just very, very clever. So again, this is not a competition. Nobody won Teamworks, but everybody, in a way, wins because you get critical feedback. You learn incredibly important skills, and it's unique to this program. You don't get it anywhere else. So highly encourage you to participate. It is optional, but the folks that do get a much better learning experience. So that's Teamworks. Okay.
I have an announcement. Hot off the presses, I got a message back.
Did it work?
Apparently it worked, and on the theme of now is the time, you can have your friends enroll in this term. The term is open a little bit longer. If people still want to enroll, if you've seen this, if you're watching this and you are not a student and you think it's exciting, contact us probably at vr-support.com and let us know that you watched this and you want to sign up, and you can still get in on this term. Otherwise, they open every 2 months and so you can look for us next time if the timing is better for you. So, okay, back to the Q&A.
All right, so that's pretty much all we have to show. And now, well, let's just talk about the questions that you guys have. So let's start with some pre-submitted questions. The first one we have here is, can the VR team suggest other material and resources that would help students who are complete novices and new to Unity and software development to learn basics of C# scripting? So our go-to recommendation is actually the Unity C# tutorials. This is also probably a time to mention that we have partnered with Unity, which was really, really cool, both on the VR program as well as ARKit program. And so yeah, their resources are also super awesome. Definitely recommend checking those out. It's at Martin can share the link there. I believe it was unity.com/learn, but Martin can confirm. And then next question we have is, how do we navigate entering the field with no technical background? Are there any graduate school programs you would recommend applying to? We'll let Matt take this.
Yeah, so the best one in the industry is not directly related to VR, although it is, in my opinion, it's where we model, and it's our principal model for what we look to do at scale. So there is a program, Carnegie Mellon has a program called Building Virtual Worlds. It was developed by Randy Pausch. and now Jesse Schall runs it, and it is amazing. It's an amazing program. It was my inspiration for a lot of the stuff that we put into this in terms of how we structure it and the learning goals. And yeah, I highly suggest you check it out. If you're going to do a more traditional graduate program or a traditional just brick and mortar educational experience, that's the gold standard in my opinion. Also, Randy Pausch, if you haven't seen the last lecture, highly recommend that.
Yeah, really good lecture. It's about 45 minutes. Yeah, not that long. Probably about half as long as this live stream. All right, so last pre-submitted question we're going to get to is, with Unreal Engine being removed from the terms program, what is going to replace it for PCVR?
Right, so there is PCVR in the program as it is. It's high immersion, Unity, so that is the replacement. And Unity VR will be released in a new form. We can't tell you what that is yet, but it will be released in a new form, and it's going to be awesome. So yeah, so it's not really removed, just think that it has transitioned to a new life like a wonderful butterfly.
Awesome. Cool, so now those are the 3 pre-submitted questions. If we didn't answer those that you've submitted, leave them in the live chat if you're here, and we'll try to get through as many as possible. I know we have a few already flowing in, so now is the time. So first one I have here, and I'll take this, is why is the content out of date? It's difficult to learn when you have to decipher old videos, old scripts. I found that scripts don't work after 6 months of being out of date. So my answer to that is we are working on it right now. It is a surprisingly difficult task to update about 6 months worth of content. And so yeah, it's an ongoing process. We try to keep up as fast as we can. And yeah, we're working with Unity to make sure that we're up to date as much as possible. And it's a small team, and I mean, expect more updates over the next several months, because we're dedicating a phase right now to maintenance to sweep through everything. So let me know if you have any more specific questions, and I think now is also probably a good time to mention if there are any specific problems, that we have a waffle board where you can submit issues, and on a weekly basis we're looking at all of those. What was the last count on waffle? I believe, I mean, we're getting through most of it. Jordan's gonna double check. Yeah.
We can share this link too. So
yeah, Martin, share the link.
So yeah, we keep track of all the bugs on the waffle board. This does not show all the things that we have fixed previously. It shows starting from when we switched over to Waffle, which is a nice interface. People seem to like it. So yeah, so we are fixing things. There are like priorities to how we fix things. So
Yeah, can we share this on the screen so people see? Can you?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Look at that. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Okay, so waffle.com/.
And while you guys are pulling
Yeah.
that up, I'll talk briefly. We do track a lot of feedback, and there is a lot of content. And some things do lag. Some things are fixed very quickly. We are constantly doing maintenance. Yeah, so basically there is every cycle dedicated time for us to go through and update the content as much as possible. So we just did a pass doing a sweep through to get the latest version of Unity. There is a ton of content in this course, and you know, we're a small team. So we go as fast as we can with this. Critically though, we listen to your feedback, and there it is. That's the thing I wanted to show you guys. This is the best way for you to report it. We have a waffle board here, and if there's something specific that you think needs to be updated that's, you know, not necessarily as clear as it could be, this is the way we recommend that you report it to us. We look at this and we digest it, prioritize it, and yeah. So we welcome your feedback and we really appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, and let us know if there's any specific questions there. Cool. So next question I have here is, how many past classes have run through completion, terms 1 through 3 of the VR nano degree program? Or i.e., how long has this nano degree been running for?
So we launched in, what was it?
October last year is our 1 year, as our birthday coming up.
It was October, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we were in beta before that. So sorry, it's like I have this like blurry line of like what was official launch? We had, folks in. So yeah, we've been around for a little while. We're still pretty new as far as Udacity programs go. But yeah.
Cool. Next question. What is the industry view of the VR nanodegree program? Are there companies excited about the potential to scale up people up for the VR industry?
Let me read that one more time. Sorry, it's like I gotta look at all of it.
Yeah.
What is the industry view of the VR nanodegree program? Okay, well, we just actually signed on with the biggest game engine, arguably, for certain industries in the world. And yeah, so that is a pretty good endorsement, I would say, of what people think of the program at an industry level. So yeah, in terms of what the industry feels about it, that's a big thumbs up. What was the second part? There's a second part.
The second part was, are there companies excited about the potential to scale people up for the VR industry?
Yeah, so that is a second part of this. So are companies excited about scaling people up? Yes, that is a big component of what we do. So in addition to getting developers that come from, website, you guys Google or you see us on Facebook, or however you find the program, word of mouth. We also have a large amount of folks that come from transitioning or skilling up inside of an organization, a major company. And so we do have a lot of that. So if you're in a company right now that allows you to continue your education, we handle that. So yes, that is a thing, and it's very popular for this program, and it's a great way to learn VR if your company will help you.
Also creating portfolios if you're going to go into the VR job field, like having that portfolio, getting the experience from Teamworks, all the Udacity projects themselves, if you tweak them to make them your own, like definitely relates to the industry and the reception of the certificate.
Yeah, totally.
For sure. I mean, again, like the outstanding projects and those Teamworks projects, those are all things that you can use to share with potential employers in any part of the industry. And the more things you develop, the more things you'll learn, and the more likely you'll be hired at any specific company. People like to see what you do.
Mike.
Whoa.
See, there you go. Thank you, Mike. I was hired in the R&D position partly due to my VR developer nanodegree. So yeah, I mean, it's a valuable cert. Oh, there you go. See, some love for Vasan.
Nice.
I'll read it since Vasan.
Yeah, I can't.
Shout out to you, Fuse. Love your videos. Yeah.
It's like I
For those of you who don't know, he's also a YouTube star. So VR YouTube star.
Questionable about the YouTube star, but I do post videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. We have a couple more questions here, and then I think we'll wrap up. So this one is, I feel like while there's a lot of good content, it's just not in depth for VR developers who want to be fully dedicated to the field. Do you mind talking about plans for, I guess, content?
Future
not
content,
future
advanced
content.
content.
Yeah.
Okay. So unfortunately, we can't tell you like what our roadmap is for content down the line because that gets complicated when we make public announcements about it. If you were in the very first town hall, we showed you like all the stuff, and then that became sort of problematic as this thing has grown. So yeah, that to your point, it's interesting how many different types of people enroll in this program. And so we are trying to support the biggest bang for the buck, which is making sure that we get everybody into VR. And so that's a lofty goal. We took it on and we did it. We achieved it. We're one of the few that I think have successfully been able to pull anything like that off at all. And we did it well, in my opinion. So now the question is, where do you go from there? How can I get into a more niche field? How can I make this more intermediate advanced level material? Where can I specialize? And we are deeply interested in that. I hear that feedback. And I second it. I love the idea of becoming more specialized, and that's actually why we have specializations. You'll notice there are only 2, but that doesn't have to continue. So yeah, so that's kind of all I can say right now is that totally agree with the sentiment. I think we all agree that we want all these really, really cool specialized skills to be part of the program so that when you exit, you can go into more niche areas that appeal to you. But we had to start with the foundations. We had to start with a strong base. And so that's why we are where we are, and we are headed towards really cool advanced things. But unfortunately, we can't announce them today.
Soon. I'll just say soon.
Yes.
Awesome. Here's some good feedback, which is adding transcripts to videos to make it easier to copy parts for notes and just having a better experience. Those are comments that we love to see because that just helps us improve the content and make it even better. Yeah, sorry, this is really tiny.
I think there should be like closed caption. These are on.
Yeah, but YouTube doesn't really let you copy them.
Oh, like I see. Actual
So,
text you can okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll tell engineering to get on it.
That's good feedback. Cool. Good comment.
Another question here, and I'll let Durant answer this, is can we get a Udacity Connect for VR in the Bay Area?
Yeah, so Udacity Connect, for those of you who don't know, is it's where people meet, Udacity students meet in person to work on projects and to collaborate. In-person VR would be really cool. So there are no plans at the moment, but it'd be interesting to hear how many of you are interested in that. If any of you have a VR setup, you could, be safe, don't invite strangers into your home, make sure you know them first, but you can also self-organize and do some of this without official backing. So especially because Teamworks, we like people to organize geographically, mostly for time zone and communication purposes, but with really large cities, dense numbers of people in the same place, you can actually meet in person, why not? So yeah, we don't have anything with Connect now, but it is a good idea. And you guys can start right now too, just by announcing maybe for the next Teamworks, whether you want to invite people over to play with your new gear, Rift, Vive, whatever it is, cardboard, a bunch of cardboards, so have fun with it. And we'll see if we can set up something official at some point.
I'll throw something out. One, you can probably organize in Slack, and two, try, if you have a Vive or a Rift, maybe try using Rec Room, Big Screen, Altspace, High Fidelity. There are a lot of social VR, and then you're not limited by geography also. You're just limited by bandwidth, but you can, I guess, sort of get over that. So a lot of options, and VR is really cool for that. So definitely worth attempting. I'd love to see if that gets organized.
Yeah.
I'll seed it.
That'd be cool.
Please screen record your meeting in VR if you are your team meetings. And okay, and safe for work avatars, but then we'd love to see a copy of that. We would have fun watching that. I think other students would enjoy it too.
That'd be so cool. All right. The last thing I have here is, and this is probably a good question to wrap up on, and I'll make sure to stay in the chat to answer any of the other questions that come around, which is just making sure to send out links or any other information after this. Definitely can do. I think we did have an email to plan to go out after this. So yeah, more information coming after this. And the more feedback we can get, the merrier. And this has been great. Lots of really good questions. And I think it's super cool to actually have this sort of one-to-one interaction with you guys, albeit through text. But there's definitely a lot of you. I think I saw 100 or more at one point in time. So really, really cool. This is growing, and it's super exciting.
Yeah. Really, really grateful for all the feedback, and thank you so much for participating and being interested in this program. For those of you who are enrolled, we look forward to seeing what you build. Your success is critical. It's our mission. So thank you.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right. I think we're signing off.
Well, if I can find. All right. Bye, everyone.